Follow exactly my instructions. It's the best thing the best thing. Oh, commentary's underway for Gospel.
I was going to say, so it's gone through then.
Have we started then?
No, I've got this one on mute. Just want to make sure it's working.
Here we go.
Literally.
What was this?
This is the hyphen while you're away.
It was quite
I didn't get a chance.
Yeah, it's like, it's good time. It's very good.
I have no.
I'm not. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So as soon as he stops, I'll start that. Then I stop the lineups. We go back to drop.
Yeah, I know.
And then I'll go into it.
Just waiting for the last linesman to come out.
You do something like lyric.
Here we go.
Pardon?
Like a lyric though.
Ladies and gentlemen, two teams, Uxbridge, and one only.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Gosport Radio, where today we're bringing you live coverage here from the AI Stadium. It's Gosport Borough versus an in-form Uxbridge. The visitors come into today's game pretty much unbeaten within their last 6 games, and this is how they line up today. 1. Marco Underwood. 2. Cole Brown. 3. Byron Martin. 4. CJ Fern leading Uxbridge today. 5. Gabe Cuthbert. 6. Harry Rush. 7. Joe Lawal. 8. Troy Perez-Dua. 9. Jeremiah O'Kine-Peters. 10. Jack Lee. And 11. Liam Pryor-Tack. As for Gosport Borough, it's Lucas Thomas who starts in goal. 5. Joe Morrison. Gosport's captain, number 7. Bradley Tarbuck. 16. Jordan Ngalo. 17. Jordan Stepney. 19. Hisham Kasamu. 20. Michael Fernandez. 21. Ben Greenwood. 22. Joe Osler. 23. Teo Singer. And 24. Harry Kavanagh. The visitors and Bradley Tarbuck for the home side. And the man officiating the game today, familiar face here at the AI Stadium, Adrian Harris. Let's hope he's not the main talking point today. I named the two managers, Glenn House and the Uxbridge counterpart, just meeting for their handshakes in the middle. And Jeremy, Gosport versus Uxbridge today. Uxbridge arriving to this one in good form. Gosport, not so much.
Yeah, good afternoon, James. Good afternoon, listeners. Good afternoon, all. Yes, I think it's another. I won't go so far as make or break, but it'll be another decisive afternoon for Borough if their playoff ambitions are to be realised or not. The target has to be now, following last week's defeat at Berkhamsted, 6 from 6 today and Monday at Havant Waterlooville. Both are tough. Neither are easy. Uxbridge say are in a good run of form at the moment. So too are Havant Waterlooville. That's the next test on Monday. But looking at today, here what you have is a very, very solid, dependable side who have flown under the radar somewhat for me this season, but that doesn't make him any the less easy to beat. They've just flown under the radar a little bit. But this will be a tough one. Make no mistake.
Well, remember, we will be keeping you updated with all the Southern League scores, especially the Sholing game, looking at Berkhamsted, all the teams surrounding us in the playoff zone. But it will be Uxbridge kicking us off in this one. Troy Perez-Dua in the middle. And now we're just awaiting the whistle of Adrian Harris, and then the game should be underway.
What is going on out there?
It's 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah, the referee's just having a chat with Bradley Tarbuck, but come on, let's get this show on the road, man.
Well, you said he's just having a chat casually with Brad Tarbuck.
It's almost like they're out for a Sunday stroll, isn't it? Come on, there's a game of football to start here, ref.
It does feel all too casual. The clock has hit 3 o'clock.
I'm not quite sure what the issue is out there.
Well, he's checked his watch, so hopefully that's an indicator he's ready to get the game underway. And now we are underway here at the AI Stadium. Took a little bit of a delay, but we are underway with Brown coming down the right-hand side. Has his face in the strap today. And
it's one of those Phantom of the Opera style masks, isn't it, that we've seen. Paul Gascoigne, pioneered in the 1990s after he had his cheekbone broken.
Oh, I've seen quite a few of them recently. More recently, Harry Kane. Yes. I mean, to be fair, I do think it gives quite a cool demeanour about them. But he throws it to the number 10, Lee, who keeps it in on the byline, up against Hisham Kasamu, who's tracking back. Brown gets across his cross. In the end, evading the head of Rush inside the 6-yard area, and it goes all the way out for a Gosport throw on the other flank. Brown demonstrating what he can do early on.
Yeah, he threw himself at the cross there, didn't he? If you've got any sort of connection on that, I think that could have possibly been 1-0.
Well, Gosport, as a result, have a throw on the far side. It's going to be taken by Harry
I
Kavanagh.
think I've got it.
Been starting Gosport's last few games after an injury from main starting right back Benny Reid.
Maybe.
I think I might.
And Gosport have just hit the ball out of play on the far side. But looking at some of the other scores and games we have going on in the Southern League today, some of the tasty ones, Sholing, they're hosting Tiverton Town. You would have to think it would have to be a shock on the cards for Tiverton to get a result today. Looking at the other big ones, Wimborne Farnham. Wimborne, they picked up a good bit of form recently. Farnham still looking to try and secure that second place position, currently gunning down against Gloucester, who today are playing Hanwell Town. So a few big games going on in around the Southern League today.
Yeah, each weekend towards the end of the season, it's going to get a lot more critical at the top and the bottom. Yeah, the championship's done and dusted, in my opinion. That's just a mathematical equation that awaits Walton to break. But for the playoffs and the race to avoid relegation, James, it is all getting rather fraught now, especially down the bottom. And with that in mind, on Monday, the Dorset derby could not be any bigger. It really couldn't. Weymouth and Dorchester, both are in danger. Neither are clear. The stakes could not be higher.
Yeah, Weymouth struggling since coming down to the Southern Premier League. Many thought they were going to be tipped to get automatic promotions, but just has not been the case for the Terrace this season. As Jeremy said, really struggled since coming into the Southern Prem.
Yeah, and also Easter Monday's famous for its local derbies, so it just adds significance, doesn't it? Especially when both of them are fighting for survival. We're just seeing Harry Rush get to his feet out there. Uxbridge fans, if they have any of you listening, he's okay. He's on his feet. He'll be okay. But local derbies just make Easter Monday, and especially if they have added significance.
Well, you talk about local derbies. Remember to try and get down to Wesley Park if you can. Gosport have a huge one against Hampton Waterloo. But going back to this one, Teo Singer, who's been in decent little form recently with the ball outside the area, gets it back to Ngalo. Ngalo chops inside of his man, still going forward, finds Teo Singer inside the area. But in the end, it was Cuthbert who got back there for the visitors, knocking it out for a throw-in on the near side.
Yeah, Teo just wanted a moment or two too long on the ball there, didn't he? But never mind, some good work.
Well, throw-in taken on the near side, work towards Michael Fernandez. He's got 3 Uxbridge players surrounding him. Can only do as far as running it out of play for an Uxbridge throw-in on the near side. But Jeremy, you mentioned about Teo Singer. It looks like he's really hit the ground running since arriving at Gosport.
Yeah, a lot of Pompey fans that I've spoken to are quite enthusiastic about him and his future. So I think personally he's got, I think he's an absolute asset and he's on the job learning. Why not? And just seeing Joe Osler tidy up out there for Borough. But yeah, I think he's a really bright prospect, and I think Pompey fans quite rightly excited to see what he can bring to their cause going forward.
Lucas Thomas launches it down into the Uxbridge half. Speaking of Teo Singer looking to win an aerial duel, in the end Brown won it, although Jordan Ngalo knocks it back into the Uxbridge half. Hisham Kasimu winning it for the home side, but the referee has blown for I'm pretty sure handball on Hisham Kasimu.
I think it was. I don't think he meant it, but handball it was. We move on.
Uxbridge get the play back underway with Martin coming down the left-hand side. He's got red options arriving in front of him. Pulls it back to Rush, who goes into Fern. Fern just looks up. He goes right into Cuthbert. And if you're just tuning in, 4 minutes have been played here at the AI Stadium. No real big opportunities yet, and it still is goalless. Cuthbert, midway inside his own half, goes back into Underwood. And Uxbridge just working their way up the pitch slowly through Martin coming down the left-hand side, using some rapid pace to get it forward. Brought down by a prior attack, looking to offload it, and he does do just that into Cuthbert. Cuthbert, midway inside the Gosport half. And they really are starting to push deep inside the Gosport half, Uxbridge.
Yeah, they're playing a lot of good possession football, aren't they, the Reds? And whilst it hasn't had a cutting edge yet, I have a feeling if they carry on the way they are and stay patient as they're being, then they're going to start finding 1 or 2 openings, and then it's up to Gosport to make sure that their defensive strategy is sound. Because we know Uxbridge are a good side, and they're not here just for a stroll in the park, James.
But certainly that. And talking about shocks on the cards, there's already been a few. Weymouth away to Bracknell Now, have taken the lead through Calvin Brooks on 2 minutes. And speaking about shocks, Gloucester inside the playoff zone, they trail to Hanwell. Henry Snee on 3 minutes for the home side.
Thing is, Hanwell are fighting for their lives, aren't they? And they are scrapping for everything. They held Sholing in the week as well, James. So they've got what it takes to stay up for me.
Lowell outside the area. Passes straight into Teo Singer, who looks to clear it for his side. The clearance drops as far as Cuthbert inside his own half. But Hisham Kasamu dueling against the defender. In the end, draw on the Gosport foul, and Gosport have a free kick as a result.
Yeah, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other there, but Gosport with the decision. Yeah, there's a little bit of grappling going on, but
Good work ethic though from Kasamu.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we like about Hish, isn't it? That he does work hard every single game.
Gosport, as a result, have possession at the moment. It's gone all the way back into Lucas Thomas, who has to kick it forward. And that was the note of the weekend. He has struggled with his distributions recently, Lucas Thomas. So perhaps something Gosport need to sort of nullify. Yeah.
He was under pressure, but you forget, well, you don't forget, but people might forget he's only a young goalkeeper on loan from an EFL club. He's learning his trade. And there's no better way than to learn it at a cold face such as this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was under a bit of pressure there, but he did what was required. And, yeah, I think he's been pretty good, actually, since he's come in and replaced Henry Blackledge.
Well, it was confirmed earlier in the week that the loan has been extended and he will now be with Gosport until the end of the season, which is good news for Gosport as Lowell stormed down the right-hand side while runs out play for a Gosport throw, taking the venom out of that opportunity for Uxbridge.
Yeah, I still think this game's yet to burst into life, James, but it has the potential to do so. Like I said, you've got two contrasting styles out there. You've got Uxbridge, who play a lot of decent possession football and keep ball. Gosport a little bit more direct and moving a little bit pace, but here.
Ali gets it to Perez Doué just by the right corner flag, who pulls it back into Lowell. Lowell up against Ben Greenwood, looking to get inside, using good trickery at the moment to keep hold of it. Goes inside of Ben Greenwood, gets in across. Rush goes to the floor. Not really claiming for anything, so it looked like it was a good decision.
No, to be fair, he tried to get his head on the ball. And he went off the ground to try and get the header and then came down quite heavily. But for me, the reaction of the Uxbridge players said it all, as in there wasn't any.
Yeah.
So there was never any claims for a penalty there.
Joe Osler goes long, passing it straight into Uxbridge once again. It does look like the game plan for Gosport so far has just been hack it forward when we do get possession. We saw a very similar philosophy against AFC Portchester. Did not work in the cup. Hopefully we're not replicating that today.
Yeah, I mean, a different set of circumstances that night. We had players missing for various reasons, and but here, there's no margin for error in this particular game of football. If Gosport do want to achieve the playoffs, they cannot afford to lose this one, not at all.
Well, you mentioned about 6 huge games really coming up.
Yeah.
Really 6 huge cup finals you could class it as. But the big thing for Gosport this season has been consistency. Never really seemed to find any.
That's
so
the
how
problem.
are we going to gather it for the final 6 games?
They have to. It's simple. If they really want to get into that playoff zone, then they've got to try and avoid. Probably they can't afford any more than one more defeat, and that can't be today. Not when the gap's 4 points to the playoffs. Ideally, 4 points minimum from these 2 games today and Monday. 6 would be better. I know it's a big ask, and it is, but they can't afford to do any worse than that, James. Otherwise, I realistically think that's probably game over.
Well, I mean, as far as games go, they are 2 certainly challenging games. There's Uxbridge on the attack at the moment. Tarbot nodding it down for Lucas Thomas.
I think that has, yeah.
I was going to say, he hasn't prevented it for a corner, as it has been awarded on the far side.
But he was sold short there for me. I thought the header back was inviting it, frankly, where he had to race off his line.
Oh, he was asked to do way too much there.
And he couldn't keep it. He couldn't keep it from going for the corner. So Gosport now need to just make sure they're all marked up and concentrating.
Well, that was a big result of the game against Berkhamsted on the weekend. Conceded 2 goals from set pieces. Gosport looking to nullify that threat today as the cross comes in from Brown. Too much behind it. It's going to see Stepney head it away. Edge of the area. Uxbridge pick it up. It's being picked out by Lowell, right of the area. He launches in across. Well gathered, though, by Lucas Thomas inside his own area.
Yeah, good take. And he actually distributed it through an Uxbridge player's legs there. Bizarre, if ever I saw it. But now, young man Singer, what can he do?
Suppose whatever works is Gosport coming out from the back with Joe Morrison, who's made a few good striding runs recently. He goes right into Harry Kavanagh, who keeps it in on the byline, chased down by Hisham Kasamu, who keeps it in play, right of the area. Kasamu with the possession, chops inside of his man, but a sliding challenge from Cuthbert just restores it for Uxbridge possession before Martin hacks the left foot at it, out for a throw on the far side.
Good defending there from the visitors. Actually, you've got to give them credit for that. They had two men on Kasamu. He was always up against it. He wanted too much time on the ball, and they just shut him down. And that was you've got to give credit where credit's due for that.
Certainly, Uxbridge defending pretty finely so far. And if you are just tuning in, now 11 minutes have been played here at the AI Stadium. You're listening to Gosport Radio, and it is still goalless. As for the Southern League, has there been any more goals? There has been a big goal in the playoff race. Tiverton, inside the relegation zone, are currently doing Gosport a huge favour as they lead away to Sholing. Gabriel James Billington on 12 minutes. What a huge goal that could be, Jeremy.
It could at both ends of the table. Now, Tiverton are cut so far adrift that mathematically they could go down either today or Monday if things don't work out. But Sholing have had a little bit of a sloppy patch since we played them here a couple of weeks or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, they got held by Hanwell, and they're behind today. They've not really picked up that many points. So if that, and that's an if, stays the same, and we can pick up 3 points here, then that would put us right back in the frame. But you've got to remember, it's Chertsey that are in that last playoff position at the moment, I think.
Yep, you are right with Chertsey.
Right, so we need them slipping up as well. That's the problem with us now. It's out of our hands.
Well, I asked Mark Summerhill this a few weeks ago, and I'm going to ask you it now. Do you think it will help with us being the hunters as opposed to the hunted?
It works both ways. I think it depends then on the hunger of the players. What do they really want? If they really want it bad enough, then it can be an advantage being the hunter, because when you're the hunted, the pressure is always on, and it's yours to lose.
Underfoot, right-footed ball in, and it might just work to Lee, who brings it down nicely, looking to play through O'Kine Peters. Well blocked by Gosport, but O'Kine Peters, he's going to regather it on the left-hand side, edge of the area, through ball into Martin. Martin on the byline, whips in a ball, narrowly evading the head of Luau. Although Luau gets onto the end of it, goes back to Brown. Brown looks up, right